Alexa TV presents in 3, 2, 1. Dateline Schools with your host, Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we're visiting St. Clair County District Court and learning about the mock trial competition coming up for local high school students in February. And tell us all about it, my special guest is the Honorable District Court Judge Cynthia Plantzer. And Cindy, how are these cases selected? Is this something that you and your staff do, or does this come from an organization?
Well, this year it is coming from an organization, the Michigan Center for Civic Education. However, this is the last year they're going to allow us to use their case. So next year and years after, it appears as though if we want to maintain our own competition locally, we will need to develop our own case.
Now, if the students who do well at the local competition, you said earlier this week, they can go to regional, maybe into state, do they use the same case or do they get a whole new case for those competitions?
For this year, they're going to use the same case. But next year, if anyone chooses to go to the regional or state competition, they're going to need to study up on an entirely different case.
Now we're going to confuse our listeners a little bit. There's two kinds of judging going on here. You have an actual judge sitting on the bench hearing the case. Who does that for you?
We are so blessed that many of the judges who are sitting in our competition are actually our sitting judges. Judge Brown, Judge Hulowitz, Judge Monahan, Judge Kelly typically. Our retired Judge Nicholson has not missed a year. And we typically have our own judges sitting for the most part. And I say that because not all judges will be here for the competition. And that judge not only is required to respond to the evidentiary issues, but also scoring. So that will be a scoring judge as well. The persons who sit in the jury box, to whom these students argue as the jurors, will be at least one attorney and one lay person.
So there's really two kinds of judging going on, the one hearing the case and the one who's judging the students, how well they're doing.
That is absolutely correct. Somebody's got to rule on their evidentiary objections, but we also have to know how are these students doing, because it is a competition. And when we get to the point where we need to score the individuals and determine who won what award, we need to have those scores.
More tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.